Greetings. Sometimes when I travel, I like to send a with love from wherever I've traveled to. On this occasion, it's with love and with a bit of sadness from Baltimore. On our TV channels, all day today has been about the bridge in Baltimore that came down. This is what has dominated the channels all day today. The bridge is called Francis Scott Key Bridge. It's got an interesting history behind it because the individual was a rather controversial character who lived back in the 1800s. The bridge was named after him. He was a lawyer and also an amateur poet, and he wrote the lyrics to the American anthem. A fun fact for you all. You guys probably knew that already. What I also found interesting when I was researching is that Francis Scott Key, his family were slave owners. They owned a plantation back in the day. They owned slaves. They were enriched from slave labor. Francis Scott Key himself owned slaves. We know that one of his children, after his death, was also reputed to have owned slaves. Now, in this day and age that we're living in, where we have monuments erected in the name of so-called famous or infamous people being pulled down, torn down, this came down not by people, but by an act beyond our control. Is there a message there? In this day and age, should we be having bridges, monuments of this size, named after individuals with such a controversial past? Yes, we know that the slave trade is inextricably linked to America's history, interwoven into its fabric and society. But really, is it time we rethink? That's the harbour, and over yonder in the distance is where the bridge went down. Right in the middle of the screen, you can just about make out where the bridge collapsed. Of course, it's sad. Our thoughts are with the families. Construction workers are still missing. They're mainly from migrant families who are working hard to send money back home to their families to support them. So we think about them at this time and we say a word of prayer. Over and out.